Ladies and gents, welcome back. You may think that Canadians are ready for an election this year. You might look at the poll numbers and you might see, hey, it looks like Canadians are looking for a different kind of leadership in this country. But you would be wrong, according to Justin Trudeau. Sorry, I almost got that out with a straight face. Will there be a 2023 election? Trudeau says no one wants to plunge into a campaign. Translation, we don't want to lose, and we would. Now, this looks like one of those fake screenshots that you see all over Twitter with the Rachel Unhappy Gilmore article with the fake sounding title. No, this is a real article by Global News. Will there be a 2023 election? Trudeau says no one wants to plunge into campaign. And he's not talking about no politician wants to plunge into campaign. He's saying that no Canadian. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canadians don't want to plunge into an election this year. Now, mind you, he thought that they did in the middle of a deadly pandemic. Oh, goodness, golly. But they don't want to plunge into an election during a time when there are no problems. You could go to the polling station without restriction this time. But he says the Canadians, we do not want to plunge into an election this year. And he believes his governance deal with the NDP is going extremely well. Oh my God, it's really hard to even read these lines. As long as the agreement stays focused on delivering results, Trudeau said the Liberals and the NDP are going to continue to be able to govern together. Results, I mean, what results are we looking for? If destroying our country is the results he's looking for, well, that's a success, leading us right into a giant recession, massive success. Trudeau is currently gathering with his cabinet in Hamilton, Ontario for a 3-day retreat ahead of Parliament's return. How's that going? Swimmingly. So this is the scene on the streets of Hamilton, Ontario as of last night. Trudeau's anti-Canadian inflationary policies have decimated and destroyed Canadian middle class and hurt Canada's working poor. This on Twitter, thanks to Real Chris Coe. The far left extremist liberal Justin Trudeau is real. But here he is being mobbed by a bunch of protesters outside. Now, this is a mainstay for Justin Trudeau anymore. This is kind of a normal scene. I would encourage people to keep it peaceful. There is nothing more than this government would like than for something to happen with one of these protests, so they would have an excuse, as they didn't even have that excuse during the last protest a year ago, the largest peaceful protest in Canadian history, I might add, where they invoked the Emergencies Act to, well, crush them violently. Now, we have here from Kian Bext of the Counter Signal happening now. Protesters surround a restaurant with Justin Trudeau dining inside. Police form a line in front of angry protesters. Canadians are calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. Now, that's been a sentiment for a while, and it's actually been working in other places. We're going to get to that in a moment. But this is the scene on the ground in Hamilton, Ontario. Other tweets out here from Harrison Faulkner of True North News. Protesters bring out an inflatable sheep outside the restaurant where Justin Trudeau and his cabinet are having dinner. This is organized. This is a bunch of people that got together. They knew what was happening. They mobilized and made this happen rather quick. Of course, a sheep with a mask on. 99.8% survival rate written on the side of it. But of course, we have policies that have been pushed by our government here in Canada. Now, Harrison Faulkner also getting into some foyer, I guess, or some hallway in a building along with Justin Trudeau as he was yakking with somebody and walking with his cabinet to go for dinner in this retreat that they were expected to have, as reported by Global News. Not answering any of his questions, of course, as he walked. There's 2 videos. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check out all of this for yourself. But we have this, Ferryman's Told tweeting this out. Monique Leal, from Independent Journalism gets the shot of the night in Hamilton. And this is, she got the closest to Trudeau at this protest here.
Trudeau, look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me, Trudeau, you're a monster! You have blood on your hands! Blood on your hands! You monster! Don't touch me! I'm not doing anything wrong! Trudeau, you're a monster! Look at this monster! Look at him laughing! You have blood on your hands! You have blood on your hands! You will be held accountable! You will be held accountable! You will be! You will be held accountable, you monster! You monster!
So this is becoming all too familiar in Canada. Anywhere Justin Trudeau goes, he can't go out in public without being, just accosted in the streets because of, the way he's been running the country. And when I say running the country, he hasn't been a statesman for our country. He's been trying to run it from a position of, decree, as a dictator dictates towards Canadians. Most of the stuff that he's done over the past few years have not been through the regular process of parliamentary debate and bringing bills forward. A lot of the things that people are upset about are the things that ruined their lives, ruined their family members' lives, led to businesses going under. This was all largely ministerial orders, not law that was voted on or mandated because of any sort of democratic process while he goes around. Now, this has been the case in New Zealand as well, and because of public outcry, the Prime Minister of New Zealand has resigned. And here's the clip of her resignation here.
And so today I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election, and that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February.
To which it erupted in roaring applause. In New Zealand, people are not keen, just like they are not keen in Canada with Justin Trudeau's rule, as we have seen. Now, here's an article from The Guardian, and it's a little on the bias side, but Jacinda Ardern's resignation prompts new questions over Trudeau's future. The Canadian leader is at a point in which he could bow out with his reputation relatively intact, just as the New Zealand Prime Minister did. I'm sorry. It's hard to keep a straight face when you read news like this. Sorry, Leyland Keko. I just can't take your words that seriously. Jacinda Ardern's surprise resignation last week has prompted fresh questions over the future of Justin Trudeau, another Liberal Prime Minister with celebrity-like status whose popularity has waned in recent months. You forget about that protest that happened last year that went worldwide. Maybe you forget about that. Ardern won praise and criticism, more of the criticism, for her decision to step down ahead of October election as the Labour Party readies to fight for a third term amid dwindling electoral prospects. Her decision has prompted speculation whether Ardern's blunt assessment that she didn't have enough gas in the tank to fight another election could influence how Canada's Trudeau views his own legacy. Well, how do we view his legacy in Canada? He's getting awfully close to his Ardern moment, that run away or run again point in which he can still bow out and leave his voters, his cabinet, and his caucus clapping for more, wrote a columnist with CTV News. on the early familiar parallels with the New Zealand leader's rise and fall. Now, this is interesting to hear people give any sort of praise for Trudeau for anything that he's done, or Ardern for that matter. But Justin Trudeau is at the end of his political career and, well, his ability to actually even live in Canada. It's very difficult for this man to go anywhere in the country after what he has done to or for the people of this country. But I think people really need to focus their attention on the person who's actually keeping this man in power. And that would be this man. Jagmeet Singh of the NDP party. He has willingly taken his constituency and his role as representative of the voters for the NDP and handed it over to Justin Trudeau and the Liberal caucus carte blanche. He's just given it to them and said, hey, how about this? You can hang on to power until 2025 so long as I'm eligible for my pension, is the speculation that most people are throwing out there. He's actually sold out everybody that voted for him in this in order to give the power directly to the Liberals, give them a quasi majority until 2025, and giving them the decision whether or not there will be an election called due to a vote of no confidence. Now we're sliding into probably the biggest recession that Canada has probably seen since the Roaring 20s. We will be going into that, and it could be largely the leadership that we go into that with will largely be up to the decision of this one individual. So I would say if you're going to focus your attention, probably focus it on this man in particular, because he is the one who is holding Trudeau up on a pedestal and in power in this country as it stands. But leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this whole situation. Should people maybe tone it back in the protests? Maybe, maybe not. Definitely keep it peaceful, whatever it is that you do. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.